a smaller cup. Later on, I'll leave it. That door can be closed. गणपतिगं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पतान् शृण्वन्नोतिभिस्सेदसादनम् ॐ श्री महागणपतये नमः सरस्वत्यै नमो नित्यं भद्रकाल्यै नमो नमः वेदवेदान्तवेदाङ्ग विद्यास्थानेभ्यैव च सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति 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 Hari Om. We will chant the first verse. Repeat after. Namah Shri Shankarananda Guru Padambujanmane Savilasa Mahamoha ग्राहग्रासैककर्मणे. In this thick book it is, you don't have the book. Here what happened? Huh? Oh, Durban it is. Sure. Page 43. You didn't bring your photocopy. Page 43. 32nd. 32nd verse. शून्यमासीदिति ब्रूषे सद्योगं वा सदात्मताम् शून्यस्य न तु तद्युक्तम् उभयं याह तत्त्वतः न युक्तस्तमसा सूर्यः नापि चासौ तमोमयः सच्छून्ययोर्विरोधत्वात् शून्यमासीत् कथं वद व्यदादेर्नामरूपे मायया सुविकल्पिते शून्यस्य नामरूपे च तथा चेजीव्यतां चिरम् सतोऽपि नामरूपे द्वे कल्पिते चेत्तदा वद कुत्रेति निरधिष्ठानः न भ्रमः क्वचिदीक्ष्यते न भ्रमः क्वचिदीक्ष्यते. This second chapter of Panchadashi is called Panchbhut Vivek, and the Panchbhut Vivek is a very important and interesting topic. Like I say, Pushpam Asti, the flower is there. So generally our attention goes to the word flower and not to Asti. On every object that we perceive is perceived with these two buddhi. One is the Nam Roop, other is the Asti. Nam Roop is perceived by the sense organ, and Asti is perceived in the intellect. And both are mixed up. For us, ordinary person, the Asti or the existence is the gun of Nam Roop, property of Nam Roop. Asti is something mixed up with Nam Roop. Rather, we don't feel that there is something called Asti also other than Nam Roop. Everything is Nam Roop only. So, in this particular chapter, Abhedananda Swamiji is trying to take our attention from the Nam Roop to the existence alone. And he has taken for discussion Chandogya Upanishad, Sadev Soumya Idamagre Asit Ekamev Advitiyam. This is a famous mantra of Chandogya 6th chapter. In the beginning, existence alone was there, which was one without the second. We had been seeing in Durban, so I don't know whether you had heard or not earlier. Heard? Followed or not? No. Huh? We had done this. Okay, we had done in course, but I have been taking here. So try to follow it because it is an important and subtle aspect is there. So first of all, Abhedananda Swamiji defines idam. I have already taken in detail, and idam is all that is pramana gocharam. That can be known by any pramana, pratyaksha or anuman, by man, buddhi or indri. All is known by the word idam. Where 5 sense organ will be there. Their respective objects will be there. Where 5 plus 5, 10 rather, 10 sense, when prana will be there. Then man, buddhi, chitta, ahankar will be there at the Veshti level and Samashti level. Both the levels are there. So we had checked upon it. I'll move ahead. Then he had taken the word Ekameva 1 without a second. And there he said that there are three kind of bhed possible. Three kind of differences are there. Swagat, Sajati and Vijati. So I had explained what is Swagat, Vijati, Sajati, and three bhed are not there. In other words, that when you are in sleep, the experience of the consciousness is not there. Is not with the space and time. Experience of the consciousness is not there with the space and time. Listen, can you ask her to later on? After 9:30 she can do that. So, experience of the existence is in the deep sleep. And in the deep sleep, the existence, we don't experience any time and space, but we experience the existence because in the waking, when you wake up, you say that I slept well and nothing was there. And therefore, there must be existence in the deep sleep as well. And that existence, because there is no experience of time and space, and therefore there is no limiting adjuncts in the existence in the deep sleep. And therefore Sat should be without any bhed, because any limitation will create a bhed. You heard that in the last few classes. Then if you remember, one Purpaksh had come, and that Purpaksh is of Buddhist. They said that supposing I say that the world has come from asat or non-existence, then it was said, I have taken it, there are two possibilities. You are saying non-existence exists. So that means there is a coexistence of the non-existence in existence, which is not possible. Coexistence of something absent and present cannot be there. Either flower is present or absent. You cannot say where flower is present, there it's absent. It's a contradiction. Second thing is that non-existence is of the nature of existence, then also it will not be right. Like example was given of the sun. Sunlight cannot coexist with the darkness, and sunlight cannot be of the nature of darkness. This is said in the 34th, 33rd verse, which we had seen. Now 34th verse was saying, then what this came is, if this is not the case, I can also rectify. Okay, you rectify. Well, in your case, Brahman and world exist. Both are of opposite nature. Brahman is of the nature of Sat and world is of the nature of non-existence, or it is the nature of Mithya. So both are existing in your case in Vedanta. But if I am saying that non-existence and existence can coexist, you have all the problem. Got the question? This was the question, and answer is in 34th verse. Then it is said, Vedanta said, see, I am telling you one thing. Something non-existing and existing can coexist only when they are of different levels of realities. Like I gave the example, you are sleeping in the dark room, but in the dream you had a bright sun. Remember that example? So, it's in darkness and brightness are coexisting because both are different levels of realities. Like the mirage water and the desert, both are coexisting. One has to be mithya, other has to be real, then it is possible both can exist. But two things which is of Vyavharik Satta. Vyavharik Satta can coexist with Paramarthik Satta, and Pratibhasik Satta coexist with Paramarthik Satta. But one object of the Vyavharik Satta cannot coexist with the absence of that object of the Vyavaharik Satta. Sun in this Vyavaharik Satta cannot coexist with the darkness of the Vyavaharik Satta. This you have to keep in mind. So in your case, existence and non-existence are of same level of reality, and therefore they are not able to exist, but in our case it can exist. Is it no problem? Let my non-existence also be mithya. He said, aapke muh mein ghee shakkar. If you say that non-existence is mithya, then it can definitely exist with the existence. Then I have no problem with that. But in that case, existence will be Paramarthik Satta and your will not be right. He said, oh, sorry, I take back my word. I retract my statement. Then he says 35th verse. Please follow it. But you have to very importantly note in Panchadashi. You know where? When you are reading, when the question, what is the question here? When the question is ending and when the answer is starting. Otherwise you will not know where it starts, where it ends. You will know the answer but not know where the question was. So therefore, by reading the translation, you will not be very clear. Now he says, Vidyaranya Swamiji says, so this is the first line. First line is the Shunyavadi. Satopi nam rupe dve kalpite chet tadavad. He said, okay, let's make one thing. You are saying you made my non-existence mithya. Well, yes, I made it. I say your existence itself is mithya. Your existence, Satopi is the sixth case. Satopi nam rupe, that which has the attribute of name and form, and both are mithya. Supposing I say dve kalpite chet tadavad, if I say like then what will you say? Then so this is the question. First line is the Shunyavadi's question. You can somewhere mark it. Second line is the answer of the Vedanta. What answer is there? Kutreti kama. By if you say simple thing, if you say mithya, something mithya should have something true, then only something can be false. Because mithya is appearing true because of something true, and therefore there has to be some adhishthan or substratum. Like the rope. Rope is lending its existence to the snake. If there is no existing rope, the snake won't be existing. So kutreti, where is that? How is it possible that something is mithya but there is no reality behind it? If you say that the blueness of the sky is there, then there has to be some space which is lending its existence to the yat sattvad amrishayu bhati saklam rajjau yathar aher brahma. So this is what he is saying. Who? Answer is there. I hope you are kutreti. Where will be that? Yes. I told to have a false makeup, you should have a true face. Then only you can have a false makeup. Makeup cannot be in the false, false cannot be in the false. So how is it possible that something is niradhishthan? Niradhisthano na brahma kvachidikshati. Underline that. That something is niradhishthan. Niradhishthan means without substratum, without reality. When you say he is lying, that means there should be something true to lie. If there is nothing truth, you cannot lie also. This is a very important principle of Vedanta. That adhyast cannot be without adhishthan. You cannot have perception of illusory without some reality. And you cannot give one example to prove that something is unreal and still doesn't have substratum. Nyaya itself says to prove pratigya, then hetu, There should be one drishtant, at least one drishtant to prove your pratik, hetu. It should be one example should be there to prove that cause and effect relationship. So kutreti kama niradhisthano na brahma kvachit ikshate. Kvachit means at any time, at any place, this is not seen. So if you say that the existence itself is false, then my problem will be, question will be, then what is making it true? Where is the substratum of that false existence? No false exists without the substratum of the truth. So this completes the topic of Purpaksh, that from Asat world has come. Actually, this Purpaksh is of the Buddhist only. Now let me go ahead. All is fine? Line on all?
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Well, you thought we will rest? No rest, no rest. No question of rest. You have whole night to rest. Morning, evening is meant only for satsang. Actually, afternoon also I am there, but too many things are there in the afternoon. Otherwise, afternoon also I wouldn't have taken. Every day should be having morning, evening satsang. Let us now see 36th verse. Now one opponent or a Purupakshi has come again. He has certain objections. Please repeat after me. Sada siditi shabda artha bhede vaigunyamapate abhede punaruktisya maivam loke tathe kshana. Again, sada siditi shabdartha bhede vaigunyamapate abhede punaruktisya maivam loke tathe kshana. So here the Purpaksh says that there is one contradiction in your statement. What is that contradiction? He is saying Sadasit, existence was there. Who is he? Gone? Chaitanya Nandi. There's other way to come. The other way to come is there. Acha. So, Sada Seed. She is going somewhere. Huh? Right. Somebody has come to pick her up. Acha. So, Sad Asit. Please get this. Very interesting is that if you have little flair in your Vedant and you have little logical mind, you will really love that. Especially Abhedananda Swami has a unique style of proceeding in very analytical and logical manner. Therefore, all acharyas of Vedanta consider Vedantic study incomplete without Panchadashi. He has given such a good place. And really he trains you to how to think properly. So you have to be in love with Panchadashi and read it. He will teach. They teach us how to proceed in your thinking pattern rather than jumping. You have no way out other than what the Upanishad statements are saying. Now he says, your opponent is saying, please note where who says what. Sad asid iti shabdart bhede. He said, you are saying existence. In the beginning there was existence. So there is a contradiction in your statement. Well, what is the contradiction? You are saying now existence is there. Well, yes. And then you are saying existence was there. So you say existence is there or was there. When you say was, asit, that means something was there is not now. And if it is now, it should not be there. Either something should be here, and if it was there and both times, then you should not have used the word asit. If I say that person was living here, that means he is not living here now. You cannot say that person was living and is also is living here. So this will be apparent contradiction. And supposing I say both are one, then he said abhede punaruktihi. And if you say that existence and inexistence both are same, then it is repeating the statement. It's called punarukti dosh. You are saying the same thing. You have become old, I think. Old people keep on repeating same thing. Even if you give the answer, still they'll call the same thing. You get tired with them. So, they forget that I have already asked this. I already told that. Some people while talking, they say the same thing, what they had told. 3 times when he says, they say, already you told me. Okay, I don't remember. I remember. So, abhede, you also do that. She'll repeat it 3, 4, 5 times. Till another person gets irritated. Abhede punarukti syat. Till this point is the question. You can mark somewhere. Asad iti. It is in quotation. Asad iti. Asad iti. Asad sadasit. This is in quotation. Iti. Wherever iti comes, before iti there has to be, it's a quotation. So Shabdarth Bhede Vaigunyam. Vaigunyam is dosh. If both are there, then there will be problem. Why? Because there will be contradiction. That existence, this existence will be different. There will be 2 existences then. What we are trying to prove that there is Ekam Eva Dvitiyam, that will be contradicted. If both existence that was existing was there and this existence is there, both existences are different. So there will be difference even in E2. Then it will be Bijati Bhed or Swagat Bhed will come. And therefore, time and space will come into picture. The big fault will be there. If you say no, both are one, then it is a fault of repetition. So, abhede punarukti syat. Till here is the Purupaksh, or the question you can say. So, answer is given. Maivam, ma evam. Don't think like that. Loke tathe kshanat. This is a seemingly repetition. But actually in the world, this is just some expressions we use like that. Acha, what is that expression? Now he comes to the 37th verse. Some expressions are there. It is a seeming contradiction, but not a real contradiction. What is that? Kartavyam kurute vakyam brute dharyasya dharanam ityadi vasanavishtam pratyasit saditi taranam pratyasit saditi taranam itiranam. See, there is the word pratyasid sad iti iranam. Sat pratyasid sad iti iranam. Again, kartavyam kurute vakyam brute dharyasya dharanam ityadi vasanavishtam pratyasit sad iti ranam pratyasit sad iti iranam. So he says in Norman parlance also we use such expression. What expressions are there? The work which was to be done is been done. See the word. The work which was to be done is done. So with the same work, was associated and is associated. जो काम पहले करना था वो हो गया है अभी. वो काम अभी हो गया है. With the same thing, you are associating the was also and is also. Past tense also and present tense also. So these are kind of expressions are there. Don't take it literally. Don't go to the seeming contradiction. Rather try to get that what is intended meaning. Don't hold on to the words and grammar portion. अच्छा हाँ. Similarly, vakyam comma after kartamyam kurte comma, then vakyam brute, the speech, spoken speech. Spoken speech. Spoken is the past and speech is the present. So sometimes you use the both for one and the same. Same thing is used for present and past. These are just examples are there. That examples are there. That that person who was holy and pious is holy and pious. So you are telling about that is the same thing is there. When you use was and is in the same manner, we are using it. Dharyasya dharanam. Dharyasya dharanam. The burden is borne. Dharanam. The burden. So statement of the statement. He was tired and is tired again. Tired and tired. Tired is tiring. So these statements you are using at certain places and certain time. So don't say that this is something new. We use certain expressions like that. Why? Ityadi vasana vishtam. So Shishya is associated with the vasana of listening like that. Pratyasit sat iti ranam. So existence was. Prati asit. Prati asit. This is statement. Prati asit. Existence was. Is in this statement, it is in the same manner. Don't get surprised. It is in the same manner we are using existence also. Understood? So don't think that we cannot use. There is no way other to express like that. There is no way out other than to express. Acha? Acha. Okay. I will understand that. Later on I'll understand. And I'll think over it, then I'll come back to you, sir. I'll come back to you. But like you say, you don't say cold drink is there. You say some cold drink is there. Cold drink. So cold drink work is used for any cold drink, like it can be anything. What is there? Sprite is there. Campa Cola is there. So you may not use the word Campa Cola. You can say any cold drink is there. So he will take out one bottle. You touch it. He said, it's not very cold. Any cold drink is there. So you are using the same word repeatedly. But that has indication, it has a connotation. Not that there is a punarukti. It is not the fault of repetition. Sometimes you say, he is a very good sadhu. Ab sadhu itself means good. Sadhu itself means that somebody is good, he is called sadhu. When you use the good sadhu, it means that among the good also, he has more goodness. He excels in his saintliness. So it is not that all sadhus are same. So sometimes there is repetition of the word, but that repetition of the word has an connotation and this expression. So here twice existence has been used, one with asit and other with asti. Sadev som idam agre asit and sadev asti. So that existence which was there is there. See the contradiction. That existence which was before creation is still there, is there. So here it is not the fault of repetition, but it is in the sense of its permanency, its eternity, it's beyond time and space. Therefore, I am using such an expression. It will get more clear. So, let us now see. Can we go? Next word, next verse. Try to get this point. Like you may say, Raho Shiraha, head of Rahu. Rahu itself is head. Rahu itself is head. He is a Brahmin person. You need not say person, Brahmin was enough. He is a Brahmin was enough. No need to say person there. But sometime to differentiate, you may use certain expressions. You can pick up more examples. Next verse, 38. Kala bhave paretyukti kala vasanaya yutam shishyam pratyevate natra dvitiyam nahi shankyate. So, he says, point is 30, it's for 38th verse. So when you say before creation, and this kal abhave para iti uktihi, then it will be like that. Para iti uktihi. Usage of the word para. Kal abhave. So that Brahman which is beyond time. See the point here. He is saying, you are saying in the beginning there was Sat alone was there. Now what Shish is trying to say? He said, tell me, how can there be beginning? When Brahman alone was there, then how can there be beginning? When you are saying in the beginning, existence alone was there, so beginning indicates time. Yes. That means time and Brahman both were there. That means you are saying in the beginning, time was there and Brahman was also there. But at the same time, you had said many times that Sat or the Brahman is timeless. So how can with the timeless you are associating time? So kal abhave para iti uktihi kal vasanaya yutam. So that is associated with the kal vasana. Acha? So actually you should not have used this statement, because it is now kal vasana is there. See, this is used because you are associated with the kal vasana. Well, all fault only I have. So it is used to communicate. It is used to communicate. Well, why? Because any communication can be done by language. And in any sentence, there will be subject and verb. There is no sentence which will not have a verb. And any verb will be associated with Kal. You make a sentence, apple. If no sentence, it doesn't make any meaning. You have to say apple was there, apple is there, he is eating apple. Something you have to say. You have to have subject, object and the action. Apple is eaten or apple is being eaten. You cannot make a sentence without is or was or would be or something you have to use. So moment you will use the word, any verb, it will bring into time portion. Otherwise there is no communication possible. There is no communication possible if there is no sentence. What to do? You don't take it literally everything. Oh, yes, see, very interesting point is there. Kala bhave para iti yuktihi kala vasnaya yutam. Yutam means associated with, endowed with. You are endowed. Shishyam prati eva. Shishyam prati is towards the disciple. Are you understanding that? Every statement, you say a statement. What statement is there? Brahman is there. Up here also you say Brahman is here, Brahman is here. Up here also present tense is coming. But you have to say that Brahman alone was at all time. Then you can say Brahman was there, is there. Moment you say Brahman is there, it is coming in the Kal. But intentionally it is not to say that it was in time. Because there is no beginning of the Sat. Supposing you say in the beginning Sat was there, that means there was a time when nothing else was there. There was a time underlined. There was a time nothing else was there. Only Brahman was there. This is an apparent contradiction. That means Brahman and time were existing. In the beginning, when you are saying in the beginning, that means time was existing, nothing else was there, only Brahman was there. And then the problem will be that time cannot exist without space. Except in one area, I am leaving the subtle point. When you say that only time was there, then you are saying, actually you have said, because time cannot exist without two is there. And space is there. So when you have said time, that means you have already said that there was two. Space also is there, an object also is there. Then it is a contradiction that time is space was also there and Brahman also was there. And you are saying that in the beginning Brahman was there, that in the time the Brahman was there. The Brahman will be in time, then Brahman will be subset of time. And that means Brahman will become Vikari. And on the other hand, you are saying Brahman is timeless. And then you are saying in the beginning time Brahman was there. So that is not, I did not mean to say that the time was there and Brahman was there. I had the intention of saying that in the absence of time and space, only the Brahman was there without name and form. My intention was of saying that, like in the deep sleep, there was no experience of time and space, but there was the Brahman or there is the Sat. Similarly, when Pralaya happens, there is no world, no time and space was there, but the consciousness or the Brahman is there. I wanted to say that. I had to take the tool of language to express it. How should I express it? I have to express that in the absence of the space and time, Brahman alone is there. And to express that the absence of time and space, I had used the expression in the beginning. Pura, agre. So that does not mean that there was time existing or time came or on time was there and nothing else was there. I hope you are understanding something, if not everything. And if you are understanding everything, what to say now? It is just like saying like that. I'll give you another example. Please get this point. You are sleeping. Don't sleep. Just I'm giving the example. You are fast asleep. In the sleep, consciousness alone is there. Consciousness with the impression of the name and form, or with the impression of thoughts. Understood? No? Consciousness is true, and thoughts and the impression of the thought is false. So truth and potential of false is existing along with the consciousness. So that state I am calling in the beginning consciousness or existence alone was there. Then the world came, dream came. Now on the same consciousness, the name and form have come. Time has come. Time has manifested. There was not a time when time had come. Don't say like that. Because then again you are thinking time was there and then in that time came. Which will be not right. Which time came? Which time came? Because you are saying that consciousness. So time will not come at a specific time. Why? Why? Can you say? Why time will not come at a specific time? Because it is the cause of time is ignorance. Ignorance does not have beginning. It is anadi only. But because you are understanding with the Kal Vasana, therefore I am using the word in the beginning, the consciousness or the existence alone was there. Don't think there is something else because I am using this expression. Ten atra dvitiyam nahi shankyate brahma kal dvait buddhi nahi shankyate. Don't think there is something other than Brahman. Don't bring the time. There was a time. Because we are very habituated to think in time. When this ashram was made, when did you come? What is your age? When was your son born? When did you get married? We are too much into when and where is a very strong vasana. And when I have to explain this, I have to use the crucible of words to bring the Brahman. It is just a limitation of expression, not the limitation in Brahman. Any statement will have subject, object, predicate, verb. That is the limitation in expressing it. It does not mean that Brahman itself is limited. Or there is something, time and Brahman were coexisting in the beginning. That is not the meaning here. Like, I give the example, that in the deep sleep, time is not coexisting with the consciousness or existence. There is no experience of time in the samadhi or in the deep sleep. And therefore, time is not at all coexisting with the Sat or the truth. If it was coexisting, then Sat will become limited. Ten atra dvitiyam nahi shankyate. I hope you have understood the problem. Any statement will have limitation of communication. Communication's problem is that communication is with some kind of verb, and the verb will always be in some movement, in some kind of limitation is there. There is no statement or sentence will be indicating the completeness, but you have to know that what is the intended meaning and not the literal meaning there. Literal meaning is there. Many statements are there. Supposing I say Tattvamasi, you are that self. So you will say, what about I was that self or I am that self? Only you are that self. You are that complete Brahman. No, but you are saying you are not saying what I was. And you are not telling what I will be later on. You are only telling about the present. In the present, I am Brahman, I exist, but I don't know about future because the Upanishad is only talking about the present. I'm not saying about what will happen in the future. I will be Brahman or I will be Brahm. So I don't know. I hope you are understanding that. So many times Vedantic students get confused on these points, and you should be clear that there should be no confusion. Now he says in 39th verse that bhai, what can I do? Chodyam va pariharo va kriyatam dvaita bhashaya advaita bhashaya chodyam nasti napi taduttaram. Chodyam is question. When question will be there, some answer will be there. And question and answer will always be in the relative plane. Any statement with a question and answer statement is there. It will always have dvaita bhashaya. Two will be there. Two are there. In any statement, two are there. When you are asking the question, what is the truth? Supposing you are asking, what is the truth? That means somebody who is other than the truth is asking the question, what is the truth? Like you ask something like, where is the watch? Or what is the name of this? So this question in the objective world will be fine. But when it comes to subjective Brahman, these questions will not be holding waters after the answer. And therefore Upanishad use a typical language. Shrotrasya shrotram manaso manoyat vacho havacham sau pranasya prana. So, chodyam va pariharo va kriyatam dvaita bhashya. They are done, they may be done in the language of duality. Languages of duality. Even Advait word is a language of duality. It is to negate the duality. It is somebody said once long back that today is the realization day of my Guru. I was a brahmachari at that time. So, say supposing 10 June. 10 June is the realization day of my Guru. So I started thinking, kya kare? I said, today is the realization day. That means on this day he knew that he was Brahman. Well, yes, on this day he knew that he was Brahman. Achha. So before this day he had not known that he was Brahman. Well, yes, before this day he had not known that he was Brahman. So I said, but Brahman was there or not before this day? Before 10 June, Brahman was there. Well, yes, Brahman was there. So I said, Brahman was there, but he had known Brahman. So he and Brahman were different or same? And if he and Brahman were different, then it will contradict, it will be duality. And if he had known Brahman on this day, and he was Brahman, so he cannot know Brahman. Because he cannot know something. Knowledge will not start about your own self. I don't know you understood or not. So, but I could not understand. What did he mean? नहीं समझ में आया इनको भी थोड़ा सा. Understood? Acha. Understanding little. Why I said, if your Guru had known Brahman on this day, how was that knowledge? Because you and Brahman both were there. If he knew it objectively, then Brahman will be objectified, then duality will come. And if he had known it subjectively, that he knew that I am Brahman, then how can any subject be known which was already there? Brahman was already there. So how can the knowledge start? Knowledge cannot start. Then how to communicate? No, don't need communicate. So you mean to say knowledge does not happen? Supposing I get Brahma Gyan, it will not be in particular day. I was thinking of printing one certificate that I have realized on this day. I'll choose a special day like Purnima, Ekadashi. How to communicate? No, why you are communicating the non-communicatable? When you go to the teacher will say that you are Brahman. So is it not on that day I knew that I am Brahman? No. It is not right that you are saying that on that day or at that time on Tuesday I knew, on auspicious day, as Parasha. I send the ticket. When are you coming? She said, I'll send on some auspicious day. On Ekadashi, I'll say. But she sent it. She immediately sent on that night only. Sent. On Dashmi only. क्या मजा आता है ऐसी सी बात होती है. I went to the teacher and teacher said, "By you are Brahman." Then I knew I am Brahman. My dear, teacher has not given you the knowledge of Brahman on a particular day or a particular time. Teacher has just told you on that day that you are not Brahman. You are not Brahman. It is not that you are non-Brahman. Teacher will not give knowledge. He will remove the ignorance. So will it not that ignorance will be removed on particular day and time? That day and time itself is removed. But you are communicating. And therefore these questions and answers are in the realm of duality. There is a questioner asking about the truth. How can the truth be questioned by something, by the truth itself? When only Advait is there, there is no communication in Advait. In Vedanta, there is no communication. Who will communicate with whom? Who has doubt and who has the answer? Where is Guru and where is Shishya? न मे मृत्यु शंका न मे जाति भेद पिता नैव मे नैव माता न जन्म न बंधुर्न मित्रं गुरुर्नैव शिष्यः चिदानंद रूप शिवोहम शिवोहम. Who will be answering? There is no possibility. Advait bhashaya chodyam nasti napi taduttaram. Chodyam means question and parihar means answer. There is no question and answer in the Advait. The word Advait itself is for removing the Dvait bhav. It is not a Brahman word, Advait word, Atma word. They are not complete by itself. They are not complete because it is putting in the language. Language will be finite. You cannot indicate by language. Very clearly, it is just to give you some kind of clue. Language language is not Brahman. And because you are intended, you have trained your mind to understand with language, therefore I use the language. But after that you drop the language. I hope this point is little clear, if not very clear. So any sentence, any Mahavakya, Tattvamasi, Prajnanam Brahma, Ayam Atma Brahma, or teacher is saying, you are this, I say you are this, you are saying, but what about you? It will not be intended to communicate completeness. To communicate exactly what the words are there. Don't go to the noun and verb and don't think, because every sentence will have some limitation. No sentence can communicate incompleteness, the Brahman, about everything. Any sentence. I hope this point is clear. Supposing you say you are beyond time and space. I say, okay, I am beyond. What about my past? No, past also was beyond time and space. But past was there and time and space was there, you are saying. Again, you are catching in that and wrong notion. That is not the way. I have to just tell that in 3 times actually, Brahman is not in 3 times, 3 times are in Brahman. In Brahman or in the Sat, all the times come and go, disappear and appear. I hope this point is little clear. More we will see tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow again class is there. Hope so. Hope so. I will not allow you to sleep and rest. No. Not a resting kind of person that I'll sleep and rest. No bed from morning till next night. No usage of bed. Bed should be only for night. Daytime, no sleeping. Unless you are unwell, unless you have some fever, etc. Make good habits in life. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Guru Pyo Namaha. Hari Om.